Darren, Sammy, and COLEY have been appointed white ball and red ball cricket coaches for the West Indies cricket team. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Thank you for tuning in. Please slash a like on the video and click on the subscribe button. It's free to subscribe and you click on the ones. Now, their Mother's Day is Sunday, and again, I implore you, click on those links in the video descriptions and get some great presents for those special ladies in your life. Not just your mother, but your grandmother, your wife, your daughter. Get some presents. Click on those links in the video description. Welcome to the show, everyone. Darren, Sammy have been appointed West Indies head coach for the senior team. With me today to discuss those appointments is Judah Codlin, founder and CEO of West Indies Cricket Development Academy. Welcome to the show, Judah Codlin.
It's a pleasure to be here again, Carlton.
Yeah,
are you hearing
what
me
are your
well?
views on these two appointments?
Well, I welcome the news of Darren Sammy new appointment to the West Indies white ball coach. I think it was the right choice and the right move, but there are jitters around the appointment of COLEY because many of us thought here in the Caribbean that Shivnarine Shandapal would have been a better fit to take over the red ball duties for the West Indies. But they have chosen COLEY. But we are very pleased with the appointment of Sammy, but the majority of cricket fans here in the Caribbean have some reservation as to COLEY. But it's for him to prove the masses wrong.
Okay. But you know, Judah Codlin, I don't share those views about COLEY because having seen COLEY work, I've seen COLEY work up very close. I've seen him on many occasions, and he's a good man manager. He's very meticulous. He's very technically sound, and I have confidence. I'm telling you, I have absolute confidence that COLEY will do a very good job as the red ball coach. I think that he is someone who has it in him to surpass our expectation of him, surpass the expectation of the people of the Caribbean. So I am very confident, extremely confident, Juna, that COLEY is going to do a good job. On the reverse side, Sammy is a good motivator, very good motivator. He has this knack of winning. But as you heard in the press conference, a reporter asked Dr. Shallow about the level of qualification of Darren Sammy, that Darren Sammy is not yet a level 3 qualified coach. And the person asked Dr. Shallow if he being the president of Cricket West Indies, if he was the one who had a major influence in Darren Sammy becoming the white ball coach because he's not yet a level 3 coach. Dr. Shallow had said that that was not the only criteria. How do you view this question that he got the job although he's not a level 3 coach?
Well, when you look at the credentials of Darren Sammy in terms of his playing career, not all persons that played international cricket and did very well at it transitioned to be very good coaches. And for a very quick example, when you look in the Indian Premier League and Brian Lara, his team is second to last in that competition. And so I believe with the little experience that Darren Sammy has in coaching already, and to now be given this task of coaching the West Indies team, many persons that has qualification can't really do the job. It's them that have the heart for it. And I believe that not only did Dr. Shallow played a part in Darren Sammy being elevated to the highest job here in our cricket, but I believe that his own acumen has got him this job by he's a motivator. He's a person that gets the best out of you know individuals. And we can go even further to say that when he took over, it was mere politics that got him into the captaincy, and he had to build an image, a team around him, and he did that successfully. And I believe even though questions now are being asked of him, but remember when he took over the captaincy, questions were being asked of him because of Dr. Dunn and Ernest Hillier, their hand in getting him the captaincy. So I believe history is about to repeat itself, where West Indies white ball team will have the best years in the near future under this leadership of Darren Sammy.
So to get you right, you're saying that although he's not qualified, but Cricket West Indies made the correct political decision. Well, I shouldn't say not qualified. I take back that. I take back that. You're saying that although he is not a level 3 coach, he has not I just want the right way to act. Let's say he's not a level 3 coach, but you're saying that Cricket West Indies made the right political decision to appoint Darren Sammy to be head coach, despite that shortcoming, because of how good he is in other areas. Are you saying that? Look at what Caris 87 is saying. Sammy being a motivator is not sufficient. Are you seeing? Sammy being a motivator is not sufficient. Our guys need help with the fundamentals. Now, I want you to react to what I just said before you react to Caris. Are you saying that although he doesn't as a level 3, the right political decision was made and there were political influence that put him in the position of head coach? That's what you're saying?
Without a doubt, without a doubt. And to respond to the question unseen, when Darren Sammy was elevated to the captaincy, he has never captained a side in St. Lucia from our checks. He has never captained a youth team representing the West Indies. They took a gamble, a political gamble, because when they took the captaincy from Chris Gayle, it's because Chris Gayle wasn't a yes man. Darren Sammy was. And they could have brought Darren Sammy all over the world and he would work with what they wanted him to do. But Darren Sammy caught a vision and realized that he need to do something for the region. And so he changed from them and the best came out of him. And I believe history is about to repeat itself. When Darren Sammy took over the captaincy, remember, Darren Sammy weren't qualified for the captaincy, but he took it and he grew in the job. So I'm saying now that even though he's not a level 3 coach, the West Indies team doesn't need the technical staff around Darren Sammy will deal with the technicality of our players. What our players need more and less is motivation, a reason to go out there and win. And I believe Darren Sammy has the man's skill to give them those reasons to go out there and win, like he did in 2012 and like he did in 2016. And if it weren't for some foolish political decisions, he would have gone on to win another World Cup for the West Indies. But he's about to repeat history in this coaching appointment. I want to praise Cricket West Indies for coming to good sense, and appointing Darren Sammy to the sensitive role of white ball coach. I believe he will do a great work for the West Indies. His technical staff, the people around him will work out the deficiency of our players. Darren Sammy will motivate them to win.
Okay, June, I heard you. Mr. Casanova, I think the decision to appoint COLEY as the red ball coach, I think I support that decision. I, I, Mr. Casanova, I'm telling you, and I know you respect my opinion and you respect my conclusions and my assessment of things. I have seen COLEY working up close, and I'm telling everyone in this community, COLEY is a fantastic coach. He's good technically. He's a good man manager. He pays a lot of attention to detail, and he will get the best out of these guys once CWI gives him the power. Caris, I was not surprised that he was named the red ball coach instead of the white ball coach. Um, Sheldon, Sammy does not have the goal. Sammy does not have the golden generation of West Indies white ball players to back him up. How do you respond to that? Think about that, Juna. I'm going to think about that. I give you a few minutes to think about that. Here is Sheldon Smith is saying that Sammy, because of the players that Sammy had, that's why he looks so good. But it's not that he has the Midas touch. Just think about that a minute. Jones 58, let's give them both a chance. Keep rallying. May not be up. Yes, we are going to give them a chance. We are going to back them 100%, back them 200% if it's necessary. But we also have to comment. We also have to comment on it. So our comments doesn't mean that we are not backing them. It just means that we are commenting, we are looking at the pros and the cons. But at the end of the day, we are going to support our coach. We are going to support the players that are selected because only them can bring the victory. And we want West Indies to win. So yes, Jones 58, we are going to give them our full support, but we are just looking at the pros and the cons. Coming to you, just see Sheldon is also saying, we lost the services of DJ Bravo as a result of Sammy being test captain. Are we going back in that direction? So two things from Sheldon Smith for you, Juna. First, he's saying Sammy does not have the golden generation. And I guess he means the Bravo, the Pollard, the Russell, the Gale. He does not have those players anymore. So don't expect him to work a miracle. Don't expect him to have a Midas touch. And the second thing that Sheldon is saying is that we lost the services of DJ Bravo as a result of Sammy being captain. Can you adjust those two issues for me? Let me put the first one on the screen, and then I'll come to the second one when you finish here.
Darren Sammy, with the right touch and the golden generations, as the learned person in the comment is saying. I believe that Darren Sammy's job is to create a new golden generation, and he has the requisite skills to do that. Because when you look at an upcoming player like Azari Joseph, he needs a motivator. When you look at Brandon King, he needs a motivator, just to name a few. So I believe Akil Hussein as well need a new person to look up to, because he was looking up to Pollard. You know, so I mean, West Indies is beginning to be shaped into the team that they ought to be. And I believe that Darren Sammy, before his time as head coach is up, would have created a few more players that we can call household names players. You know, I believe he's able to do that. And to come down to the other question of the learned person in the comment about Darren Sammy ending the career of DJ Bravo in the test team. I don't believe such was the case. I've been around West Indies cricket since 1999. I've known many things that would have gone on behind the scene. And Darren Sammy had played no part in getting rid of DJ Bravo from the test team. It all went in the political climate at that time to get rid of DJ Bravo. It was merely because of the pullout that happened in India that ended his test career. If it had not happened, Darren Sammy would not be at blame now for getting rid of DJ Bravo. And to show you that it was not true and it is the furthest thing from the truth, look at the relationship that they had during the time that West Indies won the 2016 World Cup, a few series before we actually went and win that World Cup. They have one of the best relationship in that team. So it was the board members and management that got rid of DJ Bravo. It had nothing to do with Darren Sammy. So I would not endorse such a comment like that, being a person that is in the know of many things that happen in West Indies cricket.
Thank you. Adrian Bishop is saying that Darren Sammy would be a good coach. He did a great job with the Pakistan Super League teams that he coached. Adrian Bishop agreeing with you there, Juna Codlin. Ferguson is at 100. What I don't see that Donovan. It appears that Donovan is giving Sammy 100% support, and we are all supporting Darren Sammy. Now Sheldon Simit again is that Sammy took the all-rounder spot, lol. But Sheldon, my view on that Sheldon is that people, as I said, I think a few days ago, that cricket, like any other sport, is a revolving door where players comes and goes. What we hope that will last for perpetuity is West Indies cricket. But there will be always players coming and go. It will be a revolving door. Please slash a like on the video and click on the subscribe button. And as I said, Sunday is Mother's Day. Click on those links in the video description and get something for those special ladies in your life. Check out Mojo Boutique. They have some wonderful furnitures for your home and furniture decors. Please check them out. But Sheldon, I do think that cricket is a revolving door, and so players will always come and go. So if Sammy gets out, Brian, if Sammy gets out Dwayne Bravo, that's how it is. He gets him out because it's a revolving door. Someone came and get out Sammy. Soon someone will get out Puran, and someone will get out those who are playing now. Someone will soon get out Hope. So it's a revolving door. Now, just going to some of the things that came up in that press conference, which I'm very pleased about. And as soon as I get it, I'm going to upload it. But Dr. Shallow talked about two things as it relates to our women cricketers. And this one is very welcoming. As of now, when the West Indies women cricket team is flying, and they are going to be flying for more than 3 hours, they will no longer be flying in economy class as they used to do. They are now going to move up to business class like the men team does. So I'm very happy, men team do. I'm very happy that the female team is no longer going to be flying in economy, but are now going to be flying in business class. And I want to congratulate West Indies on this. The second thing about the female cricketers, and I think knowing what is happening, I think that this is very, very, very important. The female cricketers are now going to room by themselves. So when the West Indies female team travels, they are not going to be 2 per room anymore, but they will be now rooming by themselves. Last year, when the Jamaica under-19 team and the Jamaica senior team, females team, were training at Sabina Park and camping at Sabina Park, the Jamaica Cricket Association had to take the decision to send the under-19 team to Mandeville. Both teams could not camp at Sabina Park. And so I'm very happy now that these females will be rooming by themselves. So those were two great decisions by Cricket West Indies, policy decisions by Cricket West Indies. Congratulations to Dr. Shallow and his board of directors for putting in this policy. What are your views on that policy, Sheldon? Good afternoon, Sherwin. How are you? Sheldon, what are your views on that policy? Are you hearing me, Sheldon? It appears Sheldon is not hearing me, but if you are hearing me, Sheldon, you answer. The next thing that Dr. Shallow said, which is very instrumental, we have been saying for quite a while now that the World Cup will be hosted by Cricket West Indies and the United States. And we were of the opinion that the World Cup was awarded jointly to Cricket West Indies and the United States. Now we are being told by Johnny Greaves that is not so. The Cricket World Cup was awarded to Cricket West Indies to be hosted in the West Indies. However, Cricket West Indies had taken the decision to play some matches in Florida and in New York. And they are hoping to finalize this. They're expecting to play 15 matches in the United States. This has not yet been finalized. Sheldon, are you hearing me? Sheldon not hearing. It appears that Sheldon is not hearing me. Are you hearing me in the chat? Sheldon, are you hearing me? I don't know where Sheldon gone, but Sheldon, you're not hearing me? You're not hearing me, Sheldon? Sheldon is not, you're not hearing me, Sheldon? Sheldon, are you hearing me? It appears that Sheldon is not hearing me at this time. Okay, so as I was saying, that the World Cup was awarded to the West Indies. However, Cricket West Indies have made the decision that they would like to play 15 of those matches in the USA. And so inspections of stadiums in Florida and New York have been taking place. So that's the situation. It was not awarded to the West Indies and the USA jointly. It was awarded to the West Indies, and 15 matches will be played. The other thing in that press conference, which I was very impressed. Yes, Sheldon, I'm seeing your chat. I'm seeing your chat, Sheldon. I've seen your chat, Sheldon. The other thing in that press conference, which I was very impressed about, and I'm very happy about. Are you hearing me, Sheldon? Are you hearing me? The other thing that I was very happy about in that press conference, it appears that Sheldon is not hearing me. Is that both Andre COLEY and Darren Sammy will be allowed to choose their own staff. Cricket West Indies is not going to give them anyone. They will be allowed to choose their own playing staff, and the director of cricket will sign off on this. I'm very happy that Cricket West Indies have taken this position. Please remember to slash a like on the video and click on those links in the video description. So I'm very, very happy about that these players, and therefore, I guess that someone like Anthony Kepper, I know that Andre COLEY has a lot of confidence in someone like Anthony Kepper as a physical trainer. And so I think that someone like Anthony Kepper, I expect that Andre COLEY will select someone as Anthony Kepper as his physical trainer. That JDF Sergeant, my understanding is that he will be retiring from the Jamaica Defense Force. So maybe he had known this all along, that Andre COLEY was the head coach and he was in line to become the physical trainer of Cricket West Indies team. So I'm very happy that they'll be allowed to choose their own staff. Then, I guess fan support is not enough in the West Indies. That's why CWI is sharing the matches with the United States. That is very likely to then. That's a good point. And not only the fan support, but in the United States, remember, on a whole, generally, the United States is the ICC third largest market. Apart from India and England, the ICC make more money from the United States than anywhere else. So it will be foolhardy for Cricket West Indies to know that and don't try to play some of the matches in the United States. It will be very foolhardy. So I'm very happy to see that they are playing some of the matches in the United States. 15 to be exact, that they will be playing in the United States. I'm very happy about that. Sheldon said, I think that he's trying to talk to his co-host and calling him by any name, by my name, lol. Oh, yes, Sheldon, that's so. Now, the other thing that a question came up about, should the women be remunerated with equal pay? Sheldon, are you hearing me? Kathleen, you're not hearing me.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you, man. I'm hearing you.
But because so what do you think about the ladies staying by themselves?
Okay. Let me tell you, Dr. Shallow being elevated to the presidency of Cricket West Indies, I thought it was a very, very good decision. In Dr. Shallow lied some very good things. And as you can see, he's starting really to reveal himself as an administrator, and he's a very good administrator. I think the decision that he has made is a very good decision. Women ought to be appreciated. Women ought to be valued. And Dr. Shallow is showing those that would have gone on before and did the job that he's now doing, that they made a very bad decision when they choose to regulate women. If we don't value women as we value our men players here in the Caribbean, they would never recreate what they would have done in 2016. So I think them doing this for the women now will encourage them and will make them want to do the job that is given to them from their heart. I mean, it was very difficult for them to be flying in economy, and for those of us that take plane, we know how it goes. So I mean, they are doing a job for the region, they are doing a job for their country, and the least we can do for them is to treat them properly, and is to make them feel that they are representing the region, the Caribbean. So I think Dr. Shallow and his team, and my very, very good friend, Asim Bassarat from Trinidad and Tobago, the sitting CWI vice president, they both together made this decision, and it is the best decision that they would have made for the women's team in the recent past.
So do you think that they should get equal pay?
If I think they should get equal pay, women are to be treated equally as men. They are to be empowered. They are to feel a part of society and not be regulated and not be told and be taught down to that they are not working as hard as the men do. Women do equal work like men and should be compensated for the value of work that they do. What's the measurement of the work they do? Performance. So once the performance rise, then their pay should also rise.
But where would that money comes from? Where would the money comes from to pay them
Cricket
equally?
Cricket West Indies can make a lot of money. They're just not doing or prepared to do what is possible for them to make this money. When you look at fans all over the world, more fans supporting West Indies than Caribbean people. When you look at my group, for example, 6,000 plus Pakistanis, 5,000 plus Indians, and the largest that we have in the Caribbean is 3,000 plus fans, and they are from Guyana. So people in the region don't look to support their own, but persons outside of the region support West Indies cricket. So West Indies cricket can monetize these people, make them contribute, provide avenues for them to contribute. When you look at books, history, museums, they can do many things to create revenue, and those revenue can go to come back in our cricket, help at the grassroots level, and pay our players better. They are just not prepared to do it. More people support West Indies outside of the West Indies than support them inside their home here in the Caribbean.
Thank you for that, Sheldon. I'm not going to say that I agree with everything you said, but we have different opinions, and you're free to express your opinion. I'm not going to tell you not to express your opinion. I will never do that. Even when someone's opinion is different from mine, I still allow them to express their opinion. And I'm very happy that you're expressing yourself in such a passionate way. And please continue to do so. Caris, what we need to see improvement in fitness first and so on. I take your point, Caris. Improvement in showing skills can come from down the line. Skills can come down the line. We supporters just want to see progress bit by bit. That is true. You hear that? So we have supporters here in the Sheldon. We have supporters here in the Caribbean. I'm happy with Sammy appointment. However, I was hoping Shiv would have given the test. Hope he will be appointed as assistant coach. I 1983. I don't think so. I don't see Shireen Chandapal being appointed as assistant coach, because these guys are going to choose their own team. And I'm sure in choosing their own team, they doesn't want somebody with a big reputation over them. They do not want it. So I do not see it. I hope you understand the point I'm making. Cricket West, they have just said it in the interview. Dr. Shallow, I think, who said it in the interview, that both coaches will be allowed to choose their own team. I, for one, know that COLEY will never choose Shivnarine Chandapal. He will never choose him. They do not see eye to eye. Those two men do not see eye to eye. He will never choose him. And I also don't think that Sammy is going to want someone with such a big reputation over him. So I do not see Chandapal being announced as assistant coach or part of this. Well, if games are being played in New York, then I surely will attend. Wonder if they would play it at the Met Stadium in Queens. Well, Mr. Casanova, we don't know as yet. They're going to sign off on it and they're going to tell us. Thank you for your comment. So will the U team, I don't quite get that, Sheldon. So the doctor thinks that, I'm just going through some comments. So the doctor thinks that the appointment of popular people will stop West Indies from cussing. Well, let's see what will happen. How can they get equal pay if they don't join the same amount of crowds and revenue that don't make any sense? You saw that? Respond to that. Respond to that, Mr. Codlin.
Women are not being allowed to draw the crowds. The amount of investment to make women play the level of cricket, like when you look at Australia, England, India, when those women team play, South Africa to a lesser extent, when those women team plays, the MCG fill to capacity. Some other grounds in India, and in England fill to capacity because those women are being afforded the luxury and the opportunity for them to go out and do as the men do. Our women here in the Caribbean are not being afforded those opportunities because when you're going to put them in a room together, when you're going to make them fly in economy, when they are going to be treated less than, some things that we could describe would not be fitting for us to do on here. But our women here in the Caribbean were not being treated properly. And Dr. Shallow and Vice President Asim Bassarat saw that it was a major problem, and they did their best with their newfound power now, and they have changed that, and it's a welcome news for the region.
Let me ask you a question, Jonah. If you and I are in business, your business is beside mine, and your business is making more money than mine, should you pay me?
No.
So
But why my business ain't making the money?
Your business is not making the money because you're not able to pull in the number of customers that I am able to pull in. And it's the same for the cricket. The men are able to generate more revenue than the women. So should we take the revenue that the men are generating and pay some of it to the women? Do you think that is
all right,
fair?
look at this. Look at this. It weren't fair when the past president, Dave Cameron, hijacked the pay of the senior players and say that many players in Jamaica and in the rest of the Caribbean are playing, but they are not being paid. And he took some of the money from the senior guys to filter down into giving contracts to these players that are playing for their local country. Would we say many things? If we should look on many things in life and try to equal them up, I'm saying empower these women. And if you empower them, then they will draw the crowd. If you have a business and you don't go out and buy product and put away a certain amount of money until the business start to make profit, then you can never realize profit. If we don't empower our women, then they can't draw the crowd. They are not being marketed properly. They are not being looked after properly. So therefore, they can't draw the crowd. The younger person that can turn up to Sabina Park and you get 500 people watching at Sabina Park is Stephanie Taylor. Who else? Who else? Ailey Matthews in Barbados, DeAndre Dattin. But we don't have anyone else here in the Caribbean. And Zeta James to a lesser extent there in St. Lucia. Nobody else. Cricket West Indies has neglected the women team for many years, and it's only now they are starting to give them a chance to shine. And I believe in the near future, they will all in, not only crowd to the stadiums, but joys to the face of West Indian people.
But until that time, Junior Codlin, you cannot expect them to get equal pay. Until that time. As I said, your views are welcome. Your opinions are welcome. I know that many persons will support those opinions, but many persons also will disagree with those opinions. And that is one of the things that this community is all about. Everyone is free to express their opinions, and we voice our opinions, and we do so in a respectful way as we are doing here. So I really appreciate those comments. I may not agree with them. Mr. Casanova doesn't agree with them. Dale Dane doesn't agree with them. There are a number of comments here, but everyone is saying basically the same thing. Just let's look at this comment from Mr. Casanova. WNBA, that's mean the women basketball in America, gets lots of push until draws no crowd. So he's saying that there's a lot of promotion about the WNBA in America, yet still it doesn't draw any crowd. In fact, reports that I heard is that it is really the NBA which are paying the WNBA players, despite the publicity, despite the push, despite the promotion around it. Can you guarantee, how are you going to guarantee that if money is spent on the women team, that they will draw crowds?
There's no guarantee, but life is about gambling. And for Cricket West Indies to be able to vindicate themselves, they have to first do all they can to promote and help women's cricket. And for them to stay a part of the ICC, it is a prerequisite for them to make sure that women's cricket stay alive in the Caribbean. And the new norm is that if Australia, England, and India start to pay the women equally, then the other cricketing boards will have to follow. So whether we like it or not, they will soon have to do it.
Yeah, we saw where Australia are starting to pay their women more, but it is nowhere that of the men. And we know the policy of the ICC that without a women team, without women teams and cricket being developed among the female population, that we could be removed from a full member to an associate member. So we know the policy of the ICC. But over the years, I know that for over the past 2 years, Cricket West Indies has been pumping a lot of money in male programs. My concern, though, is that when you go to these training sessions, especially in Jamaica, you do not get the feeling that these coaches really putting out the effort to make these girls better. You do not get that impression. Life is a strategy, not gambling. It's a strategy. Now, the last thing that we want to look at today is Rakeem Cornwall. Jimmy Adams said that Rakeem Cornwall is available for selection. That's what Jimmy Adams said in the news conference. Mark you, after asking Dr. Shallow 2 questions, and I get the impression that when I asked Dr. Shallow the second question, he became a little jittery. And so I pulled back because I was going to go harder, but I do not want to upset Cricket West Indies president because we want him to move cricket in the right direction and we have him back. We support Cricket West Indies and we want to see him do good. So I didn't want to ruffle his feathers. Although he agreed that he's going to come here and have a sit down, and he have asked me to tell you guys to bring his love to you guys. He has asked me to do that. And so I'm doing that. Dr. Shallow sort of big up to you guys in the community, you guys and girls in the community. Dr. Shallow saying big up. He's bigging up this community. And we appreciate that from Dr. Shallow. And he promised that he is going to come here. He's going to come here and sit down and have a talk. And so I can bowl him some serious Yorker. Some serious Yorker and some very steep bouncers. He agreed. So I'm going to send him the email to the media person. I'm going to send him the email and give him the invitation to come. Cornwall. Jimmy Adams said that Cornwall is available for a selection. Is available. Why you think Cornwall in here? What just went on? Why do you think Cornwall is not available for selection, Juna?
Rakeem Cornwall
was available. Jimmy Adams said that Cornwall is available for selection. Why do you think he was not selected?
Rakeem Cornwall is always fit and ready to represent.
Is not hearing me. But You
Yeah,
get
I'm
me,
hearing you,
Juna?
man. I'm hearing you well. Rakim
Yeah, why do you
Cornwall,
think Cornwall was not?
yes, Rakim Cornwall is always fit and ready to represent the West Indies. But those the selectors in the West Indies cricket team and many of the board members believe that Rakim Cornwall should be playing cricket for the West Indies. I think Rakim Cornwall is being dealt a very raw deal, and it is very unfortunate. But Jimmy Adams is just playing it safe. He knows in himself that Rakim Cornwall more or less is right off from representing the West Indies cricket team. And it's to the detriment of West Indies cricket that they have chosen this spot. The guy is a far better guy than Jamel Warkan. Jamel Warkan can never walk in the shoes of Rakim Cornwall. But we have seen them persist with with Jamel Warkan over Rakim Cornwall. And you just beg to ask, why and what are these
Warwick
selectors
and Chase.
thinking?
Warwick and Chase. How Warwick is not in the team anymore? Are you saying
Warkan
Warwick
can be
and Chase? It's
Warkan was
Chase in the
called
team.
to go to Zimbabwe and never play a match.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Very unfortunate. Let me go on a little further, just to make my point very clear. When you look at a guy that went to the subcontinent and bowled on Afghanistan, did very well even against Bangladesh when he was there. When you look at his performance since being given a chance to represent the West Indies, and because of his weight, the build of his body is biometrical way of coming up. It is the younger way. The guy can't get slim. He didn't, nobody. If you look at it, this is strictly discrimination. This is strictly looking down on people. This is unbecoming of an institution that is 95 years old. Cricket West Indies should step back and say to themselves, we are wrong and we are going to correct this wrong, and we are going to give the guy the best possible chance to go out there and perform. In Dunbar fat already in straight Jamaican language. The guy Dunbar fat already, but the guy is good at what he does. Look at his record since being elevated to the test level. It is tremendous. It is better than who they are pushing, their own countrymen. West Indies cricket should be like this. If you don't like me, then I don't play. If I am fat, then I don't play. Look at Azim Khan that is playing for Pakistan, doing very well. He's the same weight as Rakim Cornwall. Give the guy an opportunity. Stop talk that he's available for selection. If he's available for selection, then why not pick him? So Cricket West Indies talk out of one mouth and do the rest out of another. I'm a very good friend of Cricket West Indies, but when they do stupidness, then we have to talk about the stupidness that they do. And I'm saying without a doubt, that discrimination is being meted out to Rakim Cornwall by those that are very involved in Cricket West Indies.
Thank you, Juna. Sheldon, he better does. He has to wear it. Welcome, Cloud Murphy. It has been a while. Yes, Joseph. Yes, as Sheldon said, Joseph is there. He's not injured. He bowled one over the other day for 4 runs. They are playing a match just now as we speak. But there's something I just want to say. Right now, the regional Super 50 for the CG regional Super 50 for the females, it is going on right now. But when you look at those streams, all the 200 persons are watching them. So it just goes to show, if it was the men, you would have seen probably 3,000 instead of 300. Being unfit never stop Inzaman. So here's Charlie X supporting your point. Welcome, Charlie X. Long time, just like Claude Murphy, I've not seen. What about Gerard? Gerard, I've not seen Gerard for quite a while. Gerard Mead, I hope he's okay. I've not seen Gerard Mead for quite a while. Remember, the World Cup is in India, so most West Indies players will be on the bench. I get you. I noticed that Joseph and Rabada are the playing. Maybe. Okay, they play for two different teams though. The champion. Cornwall has strong pros but strong cons. He needs to accept the challenges and lose some weight. Do you think that is true, Mr. Codlin? He has there are many things in Cornwall favors, many things against him. But do you think that Cornwall has a responsibility to lose some weight? Please slash a like on the video and click on the subscribe button. It's free to subscribe, and you only need to click once, and click on those links in the video description and get those special ladies in your life something for Mother's Day. Thank you. Codner, do you think that Cornwall needs to lose some weight?
Raheem Cornwall, all he needs to do is to keep turning over those performances. Raheem Cornwall has tried and has done everything humanly possible. He can't do nothing else. There's nothing else I believe he can do to account and to acquit himself to represent this West Indies team. If you're going to tell a guy, look at Otis Gibson when he came to coach the West Indies team. There were reports that he was telling Shivnarayan Chandapal, Gale, and Ramnaresh Sawan how to bat. A coach, that's not your responsibility. You shouldn't be trying to change our guy bat. What you should look to do is to facilitate him, and where he needs technical correction, then you do that. It's not a job of our employers to tell us really to be fat or to be slim. So to tell him really to lose weight to represent the West Indies cricket team, then I believe that that is discrimination and that is going too far. Raheem Cornwall represent the West Indies team at the same weight that he is now, and he did very well while doing it. And I believe if given a chance again at the same weight that he is, he will create those performances and he will go even better while he's doing it. The guy deserves to represent the West Indies. Look how many slim men representing the West Indies, and we are one of the worst team in world cricket right now, after be going to qualifiers to be able to go to the World Cup. So make the fat man do it, because the fat man is getting the result. So make the fat man play.
Thank you, Juna. You are very passionate, and we enjoy your passion, and we enjoy your straightforward talk. As we said, you are free to express your opinion. Your opinions are not necessarily those of the Cricket Forum, but we welcome your opinions. We welcome your views. We appreciate your passion. Yes, he needs to lose weight. This is Claude Murphy saying his only feeling position is slip. Cornwall, Sheldon is saying that Cornwall has lost weight and was performing well, but he has started to get big again. Then is saying there are certain sports where equality between men and women will be difficult to attain. Cricket, baseball, football are some of those sports where the men game is more entertaining than the women. I think it's basketball and not baseball, Dane is saying. The champion is saying, what should the captain do when he doesn't want anyone in the slip? That's a good question, the champion. Thank you all for tuning in. Please slash a like on the video, click on that subscribe button, click on those links in the video description. Please click on those links in the video description and get a present. Get something for those special ladies in your life. It was a pleasure being here with you. Thank you for making my morning. Have a great day now. Thank you, Junior Codlin. I look forward to have you back on the show sometime next week when Desmond Haynes has that press conference. So I look forward
It's a
to
pleasure.
having you reacting to Desmond Haynes' press conference. Thank you for being here. It was a pleasure, man. We do not always agree, but it was a pleasure. Well done. And see you all
Thank you so
tomorrow
much,
morning.
man.
Thank you.
Okay.